Imagine living in a world where sending a message across the country took weeks. That was reality, until the telegraph came along in the 1830s. Suddenly, messages could travel faster than a horse. Samuel Morse didn't just invent a machine, he invented a new language. Morse code. It was like texting, but with dots and dashes and way more dramatic pauses.
The first telegraph message: "What hath God wrought?" which is basically 1844's version of OMG. It was sent from Washington, D.C. to Baltimore, and it blew people's minds. Governments, newspapers, and businesses jumped on it. Suddenly, news didn't take days, it took minutes. The telegraph turned the world into a much smaller place, one beep at a time.
But tapping out messages wasn't exactly cozy. Enter Alexander Graham Bell in 1876 with the telephone. His first words: "Mr. Watson, come here, I want to see you." Not exactly Shakespeare, but it worked. For the first time, people could hear each other's voices across miles. It was like magic, except with wires and a lot of static. The telephone didn't just connect people, it changed how we lived. Businesses could make deals instantly. Families could stay in touch without writing novels. And yes, prank calls were born. The telephone network grew fast, stringing wires across cities and eventually continents. It was the 19th century version of going viral, except with rotary dials and no emojis. Telegraph and telephone lines didn't just carry messages, they carried revolutions. Wars were coordinated, stock markets reacted in real time, and lovers whispered sweet nothings across oceans. These weren't just tools, they were lifelines. And yes, they also carried the first ever long-distance breakup. Technology giveth and technology taketh away. By the 20th century, the world was wrapped in wires. Undersea cables connected continents, and switchboard operators became the unsung heroes of global communication. These women, mostly, were the original human routers, plugging, unplugging, and making sure your call to Aunt Mildred in Ohio didn't end up in Tokyo. It was chaos, but it worked. Today, we FaceTime across the globe without thinking. But it all started with a few beeps and a scratchy, "Hello." The telegraph and telephone didn't just bridge distances, they rewired how we think about connection. So next time you ghost someone, remember, it took centuries to make that possible. Use your powers wisely.